Thank you for watching video. We want to answer the question number 5 from a dear sister in Mexico who has been eagerly waiting. Let's listen to the question and then we will see the answer. It is a philosophical and very deep question. Let's listen to it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a question regarding the soul. I have read that at 4 months, the angel breathes the soul into the fetus, into the womb of the woman. But my question is, does that soul that reaches the fetus have a prior existence? Or is it created at the moment? It is breathed into the mother's womb? Well, that's a very good question. A very philosophical and deep question. My congratulations to the sister who asked such an important question, well, about the soul and what has happened prior to the soul. If we have indeed had a prior existence before living in this world, it is a question that many philosophers have thoroughly discussed throughout history. Let's see what Islam says and then the details from the philosophers. What does Islam say? According to Islamic tradition, the Islamic narrations, according to the laws of the Holy Quran, when one is to be formed, the first cell of a human being in the womb of its mother will grow. Little by little, it will grow. The Holy Quran explaining every detail. And it is one of the miracles of the Holy Quran that previously this profound science of biology did not exist 14 centuries ago. At the time the Holy Quran was revealed, the Holy Quran explains each stage of fetal formation. It is one of the medical miracles of the Holy Quran, biological miracles of the Holy Quran. Only a biologist will study what the Holy Quran explains about how a human being is formed and will explain it in detail. How bones are formed, how flesh is formed until a human being is born, exists biologically until 4 months. When the 4th month is completed, then God sends an angel to blow the human spirit, the soul. He is going to breathe into him, which means that from that moment, he is a compound of flesh and soul. That would be it. A human being. Listen. The fetus from that point has a soul. Listen. Even within Islamic tradition, including religious traditions, we have accounts of some saints speaking to their mothers while in the womb, as in the case of Most Holy Jesus. That he, when he was inside his mother's womb, spoke with his mother, it means he lived and understood. Mind you, this does not mean that before 4 months, because the fetus only has a biological life, abortion is allowed. No, no, no. Abortion from the very first day that the first cell of a human being is formed is absolutely prohibited in Islam. Of course, every time it grows, it is worse. It is worse. It is murder. In the eyes of the state, it is totally prohibited. It is completely prohibited. From the moment it is a cell until it grows, until it reaches more months, up to 9 months when it will be born, it is to kill a human being. And there is a punishment before God. And this person must answer before God for a murder they have committed. Abortion is horrible. Well, depending on the age of the fetus, the penalty that must be paid is greater. When it is going to be bigger, it is worse. Well, let's return to the question. That soul, which in the 4th month is inspired by an angel of God into the body of the fetus, is going to be inspired. Where was that soul before? Did God create it at the moment when the angel is going to inspire that soul into the body? It means my existence, your existence. It began when your body was 4 months in your mother's womb. You have existed since that point. Or you have previously had a past life. There are 2 positions among the scholars. Muslims. Yes, 2 positions. The first position speaks of a world called Alameda. There is another one, another opinion that I am going to explain. What is Olam Edar? Olam Edar says that before creating the world, God created all the souls. The souls of all of us. God created them and then showed them the path of truth. They saw God and saw all the saints, the prophets, and they believed in them. This means all souls have come to be believers. They have become Muslims. Do you want to see? They saw, because within their consciousness they carry this. It's like a computer that you buy. Its hard drive has some pre-installed programs. For example, you buy a laptop, it has a setup. That setup of a laptop always remains the same. And it is installed in its factory, Hude, right, pre-installed consciousness. The wise who believe in Alameda, that is prior to the material world. They say that when God created all the souls in that world, which is a world of souls, He presented them with all the truth. They accepted, believed, and they were placed, the souls remained. Whenever it is time for someone to be born, the angel will breathe into a fetus, and this is how it is born. This is the first position. In the second position, it is that at this moment, God is going to create the soul. The angel will blow into the fetus, but when God creates it, He will leave faith in God in its consciousness. In its consciousness, it will leave the belief in the pre-installed truth. I believe in that, and it says the same. And among other great Muslim philosophers, they believe the same. It means that at this moment, you are going to exist, and God will pre-install everything for you. Faith, truth, the path of intellect, everything. Thus, a person is born with faith. There are narrations that indicate this. It is indeed often said that all born are born innocent and pure. They are born with a pure consciousness in faith, believer, Muslim, and their parents will lead them astray. One will come to this sect, another will come to another sect. No. Everyone is born a believer, everyone is born a Muslim. That's why I say, look, we shouldn't call people unbelievers. No. It's just that they are not Muslims, they are Christians, they are Jews, but you cannot call them unbelievers. Why? Because deep down, everyone is Muslim. Only you can help them understand that you are Muslim. That is our task. Make him understand that, dear brother, dear sister, that is the culture that has been imposed on you. You were born a Muslim, and you are a Muslim and a believer. Be careful. As some Muslims find it horrible to label everyone as unbelievers. An unbeliever is only someone who knows the truth and knowingly rejects it for their own interest, ambition, or lust for what they possess. Like Satan. Satan has known all the prophets, has received preaching from all the prophets, has been present with all the prophets, with Prophet Adam, with Noah, with Abraham, with Moses, with Jesus, with the last prophet of Lisnow. He has felt, heard, and received all the prophetic teachings, but knowingly, due to his fanaticism and arrogance, he rejects the prophetic teachings. That is indeed an unbeliever. He is a kafir. But a person who is ignorant does not know. They have not been taught. We cannot call them unbelievers. He does not know. Perhaps if he knew what I know, he would be a better Muslim than I am. And there are many cases like this. I have seen people from a Christian family, when they came to know the truth, become a better Christian, 1,000 times better than a person like me who was born into a Muslim family. So, concluding with what we want, we have mentioned two opinions regarding the creation of the soul, but both believe that the soul has been created by God and with consciousness and pre-installed faith. Note that we Muslims do not believe in reincarnation. Reincarnation. Many Eastern religions such as Buddhists, Hindus, Confucians, among others, believe in reincarnation. There is no need to explain reincarnation, as many brothers have heard that when a person dies, their soul leaves and enters another body. That body, depending on its previous actions, if it has been a bad person, will enter a life of suffering. For example, previously he was a minister, now he has been a bad person, he will be born into a poor life. If he is a bad man, he will be born as a woman. If she is a bad woman, she will be an animal. If it is a bad animal, it will be an insect, a plant, it will be a cockroach. Depending on the context, there are many interpretations given to reincarnation. But all of this is a poor justification for social classes. If I believe that my suffering from poverty and injustice is because I was a bad person in a past life, then I deserve to suffer. This will kill me, humiliate me, and make me accept a life of submission. It will kill the revolutionary spirit within me. It will kill my motivation to change the world. This is it. Reincarnation is a deception by the tyrants of the world, who have always wanted to instill this idea in the minds of the poor, of the marginalized. If a person believed in reincarnation, then the struggle would no longer make sense. Why is so-and-so rich and so favored with material things? Because they deserve it from their previous life. Even the inequality between men and women. Why should a woman serve a man? In Islam, it is not like that. In Islam, a woman is not obligated to do household chores. If she is doing so, it is a great favor to the man. She can even demand that the man pays her for what he is doing in the house. The woman does not carry that obligation. The only obligation of a woman is when she wants to leave the house. She should inform her husband and seek permission. This is to ensure greater fidelity to the household. This is very good for family life. And the second, when the man has that bodily need, the woman should not reject her husband. And that is also beneficial for her, because the man will never justify his infidelity. Well, returning to the topic, reincarnation is false, and Islam rejects it. Why? We call it, that is indeed the opium of the masses. That superstition, known as reincarnation, is the opium of the masses. To silence the people, that's how they injected it into their heads. No, why are you moving? Be a good servant slave for me, and in the next life we will give you another. Furthermore, the samurais taught them this. Why? So that they would not be afraid of death. When the samurais, you see at the end of each, when they arrive, you will see that they have reached Sia Street already. They have no other way out. Commit suicide. They dare because they believe in reincarnation. It doesn't matter. I will die and be reborn. That is false. Each one of us only has one chance at life. One chance at life, and you are not going to live. It is only the will of God. Of course, there are narratives not of reincarnation, but of resurrection. When the end of the world arrives, when Imam Mahdi comes, when the Most Holy Jesus arrives, who will be a companion of Imam Mahdi, some of the very righteous men of God and some very wicked men of Satan will be resurrected in the final battle. Some will be companions of Imam Mahdi, the righteous, and the wicked will be companions of Satan. Yes, there will be resurrection. Resurrection means that the same person will have another opportunity to fulfill what they could not accomplish in their previous life. It is not reincarnation. It means that changing from one body to another does not exist. But resurrection, yes, we want resurrection. Even on the Day of Judgment, there are narrations that explain this to us. It means that when the Imam Mahdi arrives, they will establish the government of the just. A millennium will come. We do not know how many years. The government of the just, after that, all material life will come to an end. This means that everything in the material world will cease to exist. The day of resurrection, Yawmul Qiyamah, will come. In the Holy Quran, it has many names. Yawmul Qiyamah, Yawmul Ujra, Yawmul Waqa'ah. When the event occurs, there is no denying its occurrence. The earth will fade away and the mountains will vanish. The Holy Quran of the destruction of the earth, destruction of the heavens, destruction of the mountains. That day, which is the day of judgment, is not with the coming of Most Holy Jesus, nor with the coming of Imam Mahdi. No, the day of judgment is afterwards. Material life will come to an end, the universe will come to an end, everything that is material will come to an end. What even astronomers say is that the sun is heading towards ruin and the earth is heading towards ruin. The Holy Quran also affirms this. But we do not know how many years, thousands, millions, we do not know. God knows. So when that day comes, we are talking about resurrection. There is an angel named Israfil. This angel will blow into a trumpet. So when he is about to blow, everyone is going to die. Everyone is going to die. Even all the angels of God will die. Only God, and this angel will remain alive. In all the heavens, in all the earth, only God and this angel will remain. Then God will say to this angel, die. This angel will also die. Then only God will remain. The law of the Quran. God asks who has the authority. The same God will certainly respond as God Almighty, the only God. Then God commands that angel to be resurrected. That angel will be resurrected, and he will blow the trumpet again, and everyone will be resurrected. Everyone. It will be the day of Yomul Mashar, the day of final congregation. Everyone, God is going to take account of each one. Go ahead. We will account for each one and the smallest thing they have done. So the good and kind will be accounted for more quickly, and they will enter paradise, while the bad, the wicked, will face a very, very harsh reckoning. And they will remain in long lines on the day of judgment. Some will remain in that desert of Mahshar, the final gathering, suffering from thirst and hunger for thousands and thousands of years. Until he enters hell, we ask the Most High to help us, saving us, helping us to overcome sin and reach heaven, inshallah, paradise. And peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and His blessings.